everyone, my name is Dwini from Group 6. In this presentation, I will talk to you about policy formulation for education policy formulation. Hopefully, this can help increase your knowledge about policy formulation. Formulation means formulation, while policy means a series of concepts and principles that serve as guidelines and basis for plan or carrying out work. Definition of formulation according to Dunn, 2000. Policy formulation is development and sometimes towards alternative problem solving. According to Carl Frederick in Abdul Rahman 2022, policy is an action that leads on the goals of a person, group, or government in a particular environment due to presence of contains abstinence while searching opportunities to activities or release targets used. Meanwhile, according to James Anderson, Subarso 2013, formulation policy is how to develop options or alternatives to solve a public problem as well as anyone who practice in it. Policy formulation can also be viewed as activities that in the future will determine the future of a life certain public which will be good or vice versa. Agustino 2014 1018. Based on several observations above, it can be concluded that policy formulation is a framework of various concepts and principles as well development of alternatives to action that leads to private agreed goals. Policy formulation can also be viewed as activities that in the future will determine the future of a life certain public which will be good or vice versa. Agustino 2014 1018. Based on several observations above, it can be concluded that policy formulation is a framework of various concepts and principles as well development of alternatives to action that leads to private agreed goals. In the formulation of education policy formulations, of course consider several factors and conditions appropriate right to the circumstance that will be faced. It is hoped that the formulation prepared will be truly effective contribute to the education development. Following several factors that can influence educational policy, namely 1. The influence of external pressure. It cannot be denied the process and policy formulation cannot be separate from the real world, so that there is pressure from outside, one of the influence in the policy formulation process. 2. The influence of old habitat. All habitat that occur in organizations such as capital investment habits, resources and time toward the activities of a particular program then will always be followed, even though sometimes their habitat have received criticisms or something wrong that needs to be changed. What's more, if an existing policy is deemed satisfactory. 3. Influence of personal traits. Many decisions are made by decision makers influenced by the personal characters of the decision maker. Just an example, when hearing news employees, the decision maker often makes based on personal decision. 4. Influence from outside group. The social environment of the decision making also has a influence making decision. Even decision makers often consider experience in making decisions. 5. Influence of past circumstance. Previous training experience and work experience have an influence on decision making. This happened because of concerns that delegation of authority and responsibility to others would be wrong. So, the maker makes a decision considering past experience. Improve the process of policy analysis is a significant uptime heavy in formulation policy. So, such analysis is not only necessary mastering engineering development and research, but also having to master to the problem that occurs today, both in internal and external education problems. Not only thought that a policy has been passed does not mean the problem formulation has been free from various problems. This problem can be comes from the following things. 1. Policy making lacks knowledge information. Information and education problem have a good natural, conceptual or deep or substantial. 2. Source of reference for education policy makers, both formal and informal different ones. Hence, any come from or resource, if taken as an alternative for educational policy, floating and out of focus. 3. Too much or not enough information can result in clearly information educational policy statement. This is due to a lack of information because the problem and alternative choice can be simple. Meanwhile, there is a lot of information cause policy formulation to be faced with difficulty when interacting to sometimes problem alternative will be selected. In practice, government policy takes various forms legislation. According to Nugroho, there are four formation progress education policy. 1. Formulation. 2. Implementation. 3. For performance. 4. Environment. According to Subarsono 2013, educational has characters specifically. 1. Have educational goal. Educational policy must have a goal, but more specifically, that it must have clear and directed educational goals to provide contribution to education. 2. Motivate legal formal aspects. Education policy will of course to be implemented, so it is necessary for men to the prerequisites that must be met for the policy to be recognized and legal applies to a region. So, educational policy must fulfill constitutional requirements in accordance with the constitutional hierarchy in a territory so that it can be declared valid and officially in effect in that region. So, data policy can be amended legitimate educational. 3. Has an operational aspect. Educational policy as an regime quite. Of course, it must have operational benefit to be able to do so. Implement and this is necessary to clarify educational attempts goal to be achieved. Moreover, the need for educational policy is decision support function. 4. Made by an authorized person. Educational policies must be made by experts in their field has the authority to do so that it does not cause harm damage to educational and the environment outside education. 5. Can be evaluated. Educational policy does not escape the real situation for following up. If either the eyes mindset or developed whereas if contains error, it must be corrected or evaluated. 6. Have systematic. Educational policy is of course a symptoms too. By their it must have a clear symptoms recording as aspects that he wants to regulate. Systems are also required to be effective, high efficiency, and substantive so that education policy does not is pragmatic, discriminatory, and has a fragile stuck to the series of factors that are missing or conflict with each other. This is necessary be carefully considered to so its implementation does not cause problem internal legal defects. Then external, there are policy education must be integrated with other policies, political policies, monetary policies, even education policies on top of it or beside it and below.